Welcome to the Be Limitless podcast. I'm Ray Catania. Here we dive into the profound connection between mind, body, and energy, blending science with spiritual insight. At times, this podcast will include a full interview with someone I found to be extraordinary, and I wanted to bring them to you. Other times, I may become inspired to bring you something I recently discovered, or a 10-minute quick dive into an interesting topic that's recently resurfaced. I hope them to be informative and entertaining at the same time. Thank you so much for being a part of this transformative journey toward personal empowerment and conscious living. Now, on with today's show. I'll see you on the other side. Hi, I'm Ray Catania. Welcome back. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about a simple concept that affects us and the majority of our life. I call this, whose world is it? You see, there's a quiet question hiding behind most of our anxiety and stress. Am I living in reality? Or am I living inside my interpretation of reality? Because here's the thing. Two people can watch the exact same event and walk away with completely different truths. Not lies, not delusion, just different internal realities. In my book, You're Still Alive, Now Act Like It, there's a line that sums this up. Perception is personal truth. That's not just a clever phrase, it's a map. Your world is built out of meaning. Most people think their world is made of facts. What happened? What was said? What they did? What you did. But if you pay close attention, you'll notice your lived experience is made of meaning. What it meant when they didn't text you back. What it meant when you failed. What it meant when someone judged you. What it meant when life changed suddenly. You see, meaning is the hidden architecture. And if your meaning is distorted by old conditioning, you end up living in a world that feels unsafe, even when it isn't. Your ego wasn't originally yours. One of the most liberating concepts in this work is the idea that the ego didn't start as conscious creation. It was shaped by your environment, especially early on in life. I frame it like this. The ego can feel like you, but it was programmed by others without your conscious consent, and often needs to be fixed or reprogrammed later. If your default reactions were learned, then your freedom is learned too. The who in the whose world is you when you wake up. So, whose world is it? It's yours. When you stop letting your old programming author your story, because the moment you recognize this is my perception, you regain choice. That doesn't mean you pretend everything is positive. It means you stop confusing your interpretation with objective reality. When you reclaim authorship, you stop asking, why does life keep doing this to me? And you start asking, what meaning am I assigning here? Is that meaning serving my highest and best? What would be truer or a more empowering frame? Here's a quick exercise: reality versus interpretation. Take one situation that's bothering you right now and write 2 lines. 1, the facts, the camera view, what happened, with 0 opinion. Number 2, your interpretation, or the ego's view. What am I making it mean about me, them, or my life? Then ask, if my interpretation is optional, which one is better? What action would I take from that better one? This is how your world changes, one meaning at a time. If your perception is based on personal truth, then upgrading perception upgrades your lived reality. And that's the real power behind the question, whose world is it? It's yours when you decide to live from awareness instead of autopilot. And if you take nothing else from this, take this. Your world changes the moment you realize you're allowed to see it differently. Not because you're pretending, not because you're bypassing pain, but because your awareness is bigger than your programming. And your spirit or your conscious mind is stronger than your past. You don't need to become someone else. You need to come back to who you really are beneath the noise. So breathe, reset, choose again. Life is still happening. You're still here. And that means you still have time to create something beautiful. I'm Ray Catania. Thank you for being here with me today. I'll see you on the other side.